Konnichiwa. Ooh, that one stunk. We've talked about a lot of really weird reality shows on this channel, like Beauty and the Geek or Extreme Cheapskates or that show where the guy dates his mom. We've seen a lot together, right? None of that even compares to the shows cooked up by our friends over yonder, you know, across the pond, the place that any American under the age of 30 is absolutely obsessed with. I'm talking about Japan, right? It's a pretty well-known concept that a lot of Japanese game shows are a little out there, you know what I mean? One of the most popular shows, Gaki Nosukai, I hope I pronounced that right, I'm terribly sorry if I don't, is pretty infamous for this. Gaki Nosukai is a variety show with just a ton of random segments. Think like a late night show kind of, but just with a bunch of comedians, right? That's not important. What is important is one of the most popular segments that they do is called Silent Library. Basically, a bunch of random shit happens to the contestants, but they're in a library, so they can't really make noise or they lose, right? I don't know, I feel like I'm not explaining it super well, so I think it's better if I just show you. What? What? Do you think they paid him? Do you think they paid him, or do you think he just showed up to the shoot and he was like, no. This is all the payment I need. Like, I can't imagine pitching it to this guy. How did they put out an ad call for this? Where they're like, hey, we need a man ages 50 to 65 who's okay sucking on some feet. You know what I mean? Like, how did they hire this guy? But I'm using this to show that a lot of these shows tend to have insane punishments. Over here, you'll fail a question and the worst that'll happen is the audience boos you and like the lights go red, right? But you get on one of these Japanese game shows and you're getting your foot sucked by an old dude, and that's not even the punishment. Actually, that's not the punishment at all. That's just part of the game. Honestly though, other than the foot part, Silent Library sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, it's easily the most popular one. They had their own version of it on MTV for a long time. Hell, they did it on Jersey Shore. Oh, and Jimmy Fallon did it, I guess. I don't know. Did you guys see that Jimmy Fallon jorts thing that he did? I felt a full body shockwave of cringe when I saw that for the first time. Like, I was genuinely impressed at how painful it was. I don't know. I just wish I was in the writer's room while they were writing this, thinking that this was gonna be like the next like big, great, hilarious bit, because I don't know, man. I feel like showing it is description enough for why it was terrible. Sorry, that was kind of a weird tangent that had nothing to do with this. I don't think Jimmy Fallon is a Japanese game show host. Anyways, back to the old men sucking toes, I guess. What am I doing, man? Another really famous game show from Japan is Teeshis Castle. I love Teeshis Castle. I love Teeshis Castle. I'm sure most people have heard of this one. It kind of sparked the whole obstacle course show craze. Basically, contestants are challenged by Takeshi to invade his castle through a series of insane obstacle courses. Think Wipeout or like American Ninja Warriors, but there's demons and shit trying to knock you off, right? Oh, and it's way more painful. Oh my god, it's so much more painful. Some of these courses that they do are genuinely like, I don't know how they didn't die. Like, they did not pad anything. They just kind of were like, go for it. But these events could be anything from like an obstacle course, and then they go to a sumo wrestling match where they get all their limbs shattered, and then they get on a mechanical bull where they get thrown around, but well, the ground is spikes. Okay, the ground's not actually spikes, but like, you get what I mean. Or they'll be running away from a giant foam boulder, and you know, the boulder's fine, right? If you get hit by the boulder, that's not gonna do much, but the ground is all concrete, so you fall on this hill and just slam your head on the concrete floor. And I think it's pretty obvious that this show is a little more extreme than like Wipeout or American Ninja Warriors, and oh my god, they have the injuries to back that up. I found a list that somebody compiled of the stats from Teeshis Castle, and according to the show, there were no reported deaths. I'm not sure if I believe that, but there were a number of serious injuries. These include 41 broken ribs, 19 broken jaws, 312 bruised chins, which that, I mean, come on, I mean, they probably have that on Wipeout too. 9 people were knocked out. Oh my god. 2 people with fractured skulls. I don't know how that didn't cancel the show immediately. I don't know how somebody did fracture their skull and they're like, well shit, we gotta stop it. They were wearing helmets. Do you know how much force it takes to fracture a skull through a helmet? You know, when I was younger and I first saw the show, I was so confused why they canceled such an awesome looking show. You know, this giant castle, crazy games, these people flying around. And then I read this list and I think I understand why they canceled it. I think I'm kind of understanding. Can you imagine how long the waiver is? Yeah, we're just gonna need you to sign a few papers. Just to Oh, just a few papers. Yeah, if you could just sign those and get them back to my desk by Monday, that'd be great. While it does seem intense, and I'd rather not get my skull fractured on the cobblestone wall that you slam into, I think these would be fun. I don't know. Sue me. I think these would be fun to compete in. Maybe all that Wipeout on the Wii got to my head, but I think I would crush this show. I'm gonna be honest. You know what? How do I sign up for American Ninja Warrior? I'm gonna sign up for American Ninja Warrior right now. All right, and I am submitted. You guys will see me on American Ninja Warrior in the next 3 to 6 months, okay? Actually, wait, no, I would love to do like a massive creator event where I just get a bunch of random creators to do some of these game shows. Like, imagine for a second, your favorite creator going flying off the big red balls. Tell me that's not awesome. Tell me that doesn't sound awesome. Now, Teeshis Castle did also lead to a lot of Japanese spin-off or inspired shows. Like, one you might recognize is Brain Wall. Does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? Yeah, Hole in the Wall was inspired by this show. For those of you that don't know, this show has contestants trying to fit into like increasingly strange pieces of wall. Like a wall will be coming at them and the pose is just... And they have to like avoid it. They have to dodge the wall. They have to like fit inside of it. So the contestants just like... Oh shit. And of course, if they don't make it into the wall, they lose. They fall into like a pit of acid or something and die. I don't know. They probably do that. Don't fact check that one. But I really want to know who came up with this. Who was sitting in the writer's room like, what if we have contestants fight the wall? What if their goal is to beat this wall? It's just gonna come at them and they gotta dodge it. And we're gonna put them in these glistening white suits and we're just gonna watch them. Wait, hold on, I had an idea. It's hole in the wall, but it's hole in the ceiling. So the ceiling starts lowering onto you and you have to fit in the hole or you die, right? So like, it'll be like... Does that sound like a good show or what? A pretty similar concept that actually shows up in a lot of different shows is called Slippery Stairs, or like King of the Hill, or the 20 other shows that it shows up in. But basically, contestants battle to see who can get to the top of this like really long flight of stairs, but it's just drenched in oil. It is just absolutely covered. And I mean like lube oil, not like crude oil. You're covered in it. The floor's covered in it. The floor's made of like this foam, so there's no traction. Everybody's just fucking flying off the stairs. It's insane. All right, everybody, place your bets. Who's gonna win? My money's on Red. I don't know. He looks ready to go. He looks ready to go. Okay. Look at how slippery this is. This is insane. Like, they're not going anywhere. This is terrible. This would be terrifying to compete in. Oh my god. Like, I don't understand how they even get the floor this slippery. Okay, Red's in the lead though. Red's in the lead. Oh my god, he went flying. No, Red! No! When one of them falls, they all fall. It's so good. Okay, wait, Pink might make it. Pink might make it. Please don't do it. Please don't. Please. I am praying on your downfall, dude. Okay. Okay, Red's in the lead. Red's in the lead. Fucking shove Blue down. Come on. Oh my god, Pink died. Yes! 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 Oh my god. Oh my god, I think Yellow's gonna make it. Oh my god, I think... No. Please. Oh, Green? Holy shit. No, come on. Guys, fall. One of me fall. Oh my... I'd be so... I'd be so mad. Holy shit, he just hopped him! This show is... I could watch this show for hours. I need to get back to the video. But I think you guys get the gist of this show. I love this show so much. Like, I don't know. This show just seems so fun to do. I would do this with no hesitation. I can see it now. Mr. Beast's slippery stair game. Queso almost gets to the top and then he slips and kills everybody except for W. Kai and W. Duke, who dodge it with Riz. It'll be legendary. I'm watching this back. That was the cringiest thing I've ever heard in my life. What did I just listen to? Now, one of my personal favorites is this scooter game called Giri Girisu, which is supposedly a play on the Japanese word grasshopper. And that is definitely true and 100% factual. And I am definitely basing that off of more research than this YouTube comment I found. Now, you might be wondering why grasshoppers? Well, they're all dressed up like bugs. I don't really know why, but they're all dressed up like bugs. I mean, to be fair, it's probably the best way to make a game show more interesting. They're like, yeah, this is kind of fun, but how do we make it cooler? Fucking throw them in a bug suit. I don't know. Anyways, this show consists of contestants competing to see who can get the furthest on their scooter through like this obstacle course. Like they'll set up like these little walls and the scooter guy has to get through it, right? And if you make it all the way to the end, you win that round. It's to see who can get the furthest through. You're trying to make it all the way way through. Now, if they don't make it all the way across, they get attacked by these bug ladies. I have no idea what she's doing here, man, but I don't want to get caught by her. I think I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna get caught by her. What is she chewing? Like, is that oh my god, that's garlic. Do they just breathe this stinky breath on you? Do you get caught and they just go and it just wafts it? Oh my, what? That's actually so evil. I don't know. Other than like the stank breath, this show seems pretty awesome. Like I think Offline TV did a video recreating this show, which is sick. I love when people recreate these game shows. I don't know. I think I'm just a sucker for these kinds of game shows. Let's see how the pink one does. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it far at all. I don't believe in him. Oh my god. I really want to know what she's saying. Jesus, bro. Okay. Blue guy. He made it all right. He made it further. I don't know. He made it further. Let's see how the green guy does. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. The way he fucking... He knew he got that shit. He knew. He got to the end and he just went, yeah, what up? Yeah. Yeah, I did that. The way he threw that scooter was tough. If you haven't noticed yet, these shows tend to gravitate towards these like wacky game show vibes. Like I'm sure you've all seen those clips of like blowing the cockroach down the tube. You've seen those, right? You've seen, or I don't know, like the fucking Suitcase Man. I found this one fairly recently and I love the implications. Like, unfortunately, I can't find a ton of context, but basically this clip is from a show where people would sign a waiver to be a part of like a game show, but they weren't told when or where the events would happen. They weren't told when it was, they were just told, go to this hotel, stay there for like a week. And they would just use that as a way to scare the shit out of the contestants. Like there's one where this dude walks into an elevator and then the floor just drops out and he just falls into this fucking pit. That would ruin my week. I don't know. If I was just, I would think I was dead. I think I just got kidnapped. My kidneys are gone. I'm dead. You know what I mean? I would not be like, oh, it's part of the game show. Or this suitcase one where this lady who just signed up for the game show walks into the room and this fucking suitcase comes out and just attacks her. I don't know. Which actually just is kind of a genius idea now that I think about it. It's like Fear Factor, but you have no idea when it's gonna happen, which I feel like would make you way more fearful when it actually happens. But also, now that I'm thinking about it, if this took place in the US, I don't think Suitcase Man would live for very long. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine you walk into your hotel and a suitcase just gets up and starts charging it? I would have speared that thing. I would have just been like, wow, this is actually a really nice hotel. Okay, well, I probably would have just ran away, but I would have thought about it really hard when I got to safety. Now, they don't only do these, like, wacky game shows, right? They also have a lot of trend-following shows, like everywhere else, but I feel like they always just kind of take it up a notch, you know what I mean? Like, this one, Candy or Not Candy. You remember Is It Cake? Where they'd be like, oh, this couch looks like cake. And then they like take a knife to it. They had a really similar show called Candy or Not Candy, but the way they make their guess is by just biting on shit. So they'd be like, I think this finger pointer is candy, and it's like not, right? It's usually not. They just like bite it, and it just sucks. And honestly, after seeing this, all the other versions are just so lame, you know? Like they really have to stick to their answer instead of just being like, oh, it's cake. Here's a knife. Oh, it's not cake, guys. It's a real shoe. They're like, you think that leather boot is made of candy, huh? Eat it. Eat it then. You think you're so right, then eat it. The premise itself isn't even that crazy, but my favorite part is just everyone's reaction to it all. In all these shows, they have like a really small window in the corner of the announcer or like his teammate or just some random person, right, reacting to it. Literally anything could happen. They could be walking and they drop like a water balloon, and the crowd and host erupt into laughter and like screaming and excitement like they just witnessed the second coming of Christ. It honestly just makes the show feel a lot crazier and less awkward. It's just insane. I feel like a big reason these American game shows just don't hit the same is the audience just isn't that into it. Like, imagine how much more fun it would be if you're watching like Steve Harvey's Family Guy or whatever that show's called, and he's just like talking to this person and they fumble a word. They're like, Steve, I think the answer is alligator. Oh, I'm an alligator. And then the crowd just freaks out. They're just screaming everywhere. They're like, he said alligator, oh my god. They're just absolutely dying about it, like they just, I don't know, like watched a Prisk video. Not to toot my own horn. Sorry. Now, my absolute favorite game show is actually one that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Gaki Nosukai. It's a super long-running show in Japan because it just kind of has it all. Gaki Nosukai is a game show where a bunch of comedians and contestants get thrown into a bunch of crazy situations. It's like a massive variety show. Like, one day you can click on it and it's wall of boxes, right? And it's just people slamming into these boxes like they're all Angry Birds trying to knock the people off. And then the next, you'll just get one of the main comedians doing the like blind box challenge where there's like a box in front of them and they gotta stick their hands in, but the thing that's inside the box is just another dude biting his hand. Like, that'd be terrifying. Can you imagine you're doing one of those boxes because you have no idea what's in the box, but the audience does. You're just reaching your hand in and some big thing just starts biting your finger. I wouldn't expect it to be my friend. I wouldn't expect it to be like Jim from down the hall. I think it's like a dog or like a freaky creature or some shit. I wouldn't, I don't know. But hands down, my favorite segment from this is the no laughing challenges, or the Batu Game as they call it. Basically, the contestants or the comedians are thrown into like these crazy scenarios, like just random shit starts happening to them, but they're not allowed to laugh at any point in it or they'll get punished. I feel like words cannot describe it well enough, so here's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I don't I mean, I've never been in an MRI machine personally, but I'm fairly certain that's not how they work. I thought they had magnets in them. Now, this no laugh challenge is one of the main events that happen on the show. Sometimes apparently they can last up to 24 hours. I don't know if that's true, but if that is insane. Imagine having to sit through this and not be able to laugh for 24 hours. Oh, and the punishment for laughing, it could be anything, but it's almost always just some dude runs into the room with like a paddle or a big tube and just starts hitting them with it. He just starts wailing on them. That shit would suck. That would suck. It's such a fever dream to watch. I remember one time I was really sick and I just kind of stumbled upon one of these Batu Game videos and I genuinely thought I was going insane. I thought I was on like the third circle of hell. I thought I was going crazy and this is what was taking me. I don't like, how am I supposed to process this? And you know, they always theme these no laugh challenges too. Like, the one I showed you was them working in a hospital and they couldn't laugh at these crazy hospital escapades. But they've been doing them every year since 2003, so there's just some actually crazy shit in here. Now, while the show is hilarious and lighthearted most of the time, they actually found themselves in a little bit of hot water in their 2018 No Laugh Challenge about American police. I don't know what that means specifically because they had one about regular police a few years ago. This one was just called American Police. One of the comedians on the show, Masatoshi Hamada, was just a part of a skit making fun of the 1984 Eddie Murphy classic Beverly Hills Cop, in which Eddie Murphy plays a cop in Beverly Hills. I think you get it. I think you get what I'm talking about. Well, in this comedic portrayal, Hamada just came on the camera in full blackface, like just full, like no holds barred Robert Downey Jr. blackface, right? Because he was playing Eddie Murphy. This caused some pretty obvious uproar, particularly for places like the US where it was more of a big deal. But I personally do not have too much of an opinion on this because I am neither Japanese nor black, if you couldn't tell. The reason I bring this story up in particular is after finding this info, I started going down a rabbit hole of other Japanese game show controversies, and it just started showing me the weirdest game shows that I could find. Like this one in particular, Be Cute or Get Pie, which I really cannot find a lot of information on. But from what I could find, it was a show where female contestants were violently woken up, like they'd be shaken awake randomly. And if they woke up and they didn't look adorable, if they woke up and they weren't like, who woke me up? They would get slapped in the face with a pie. They would just get slammed with it. Like, what? Like, can you imagine just being violently shaken awake and if you don't wake up like, hello, you just get fucking punched with a pie by the random dude that's hosting the show. Like, who thought of this? I don't know, man. You start to notice a lot of these shows get really weird when you keep looking. Like this segment from another variety game show titled The Human Body Slide, in which, and I'm not joking, This super oiled up old dude uses a bunch of women in bikinis as a slip and slide. That was the whole segment. That was the whole thing. He tried to slide across, and if he made it across, he like won. Now, I'm not sure if this was like a punishment for losing a different part of the game show, or well, I guess in his case, it'd probably be a win. You know what I mean? Like he probably got this as a reward, but I'd like, was this a punishment or was this a challenge? I don't know. Like, hey, here for our next challenge, slide across these hot chicks and win a brand new car. Like, well, that's hardly a show. You know what I mean? I don't even know how he could win this because he falls off and no one cares. He just gets back on and keeps going, oh, I gotta make it to the end. Like, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Was this just supposed to be like the weirdest factor of, wow, look at how crazy our show is? Because I mean, I think they nailed it. This shit is so weird. But I think the strangest one I found while doing this search is the bum game, otherwise known as Kiss My Ass. Basically, contestants have to figure out which woman is their wife by kissing their bare ass on camera. That's the whole show. I'm not joking. I'm not like making this up. That's the whole show. This is some middle school pervert shit. You know what I mean? Like, how was this greenlit? How this was greenlit is beyond me. I don't like the women just have their ass fully out on camera, standing in one of those like cutouts. You know, you go to the fair and there's like a cowboy cutout where the head's gone and you take the picture. You're like, it's that, but it's their asses, okay? And the guy has to like walk up and be like, huh, this one feels like my wife. What? What? Like, why would I want to watch some dude grab ass for half an hour and then go, yeah, this is my wife? Why would I want to watch that? I don't know. I couldn't find any episodes, and I don't think I could have shown them on here even if I did. But like, you can find a surprising amount of these shows that end up just being like weirdly misogynistic. Like, why would I, as a man, want my wife's bare ass just plastered on national TV? That's such a weirdly humiliating thing. Why would I want to humiliate my wife like that? That's so weird. And then imagine if I got it wrong. I feel like that's grounds for divorce, man. I don't know. I've noticed a lot of these shows that I found tend to just be, let's see how much we can humiliate the people involved. Which, now that I think about it, I guess is kind of the point of every game show. Like, can you think of a game show that isn't just, hey, look at this guy get humiliated? I guess like American Ninja Warrior, you can fail with dignity. But shows like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? I'd hope so. I'd be really sad if I went on that show and I lost. You know what I mean? Like, that show's just, hey, look at how dumb this guy is. Kind of messed up. But all in all, I think most of the time these Japanese game shows are years ahead of the American game shows. Like, I've got to admit, 9 times out of 10, I'd much rather watch something like Takeshi's Castle or like the Grasshopper Scooter show than like Love Island. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyways, thank you to my lovely patrons. If you want to end up on this list, you can head over to patreon.com/Prisk, get a bunch of extra content. It's only $3 a month, and you can help me out, you know? So if you want to go there, thank you. With that being said, my name is Prisk. That's Reggie. Don't look at him. And I'll see you in the next. Whoa. Oh my God. It's all slippery. I'm not gonna make it.